Hi guys, this is your week 5 video. I am prioritizing grading this week, so in order to do that and not take up a whole bunch of time, I didn't make a little PowerPoint for you guys about each one of these texts that we're going to read this week. But what I will say about all of them is that there's only 5. You only have to pick 3. 4 of them are poems, and 4 of them, I think 4 of them are poems. One of them is a short story, and they're all metafiction. So in your weekly vocabulary lesson, you will get that word, metafiction, and essentially it's like writing about writing. Writers write about writing because they're trying to elaborate on the nuances of writing, the challenges of writing, the details of writing. They're just trying to talk about different elements of writing, just like writers write about other professions or other works of art. They write about writing, and it's called metafiction. And so we're going to read all of that. So last week was all about America and the way that America is changing in this new unit. And again, so we're in modernism, and part of this modernist discussion is let's talk about our literary texts. Let's talk about the art and the work that we are doing in this time period. And so that's kind of what's happening in some of these readings that we're going to look at, but it's just this whole mentality of let's talk about our texts. So let's talk about writing. Let's talk about all this stuff. So that's like the focus of this week. So check that stuff out. If you read through them really quickly and you kind of have a good analysis, read a couple more, because I think all of these are really good. Marianne Moore, I like her poems a lot. The Paper Nautilus is probably my favorite, although I love Langston Hughes, and Theme for English B is really good. The Sculptor's Funeral is a bit heavy-handed for me, so it's not my favorite, but you guys might like it. It's sort of like a text about different perspectives on a sculptor, and it's probably addressing the perspective, like in the time period, civilians of the U.S. or whatever, citizens, had perspectives about their artists, about the people that made the art for them. And I'm including literature here in this term, art. And so the Sculptor's Funeral is kind of presenting some perspectives on that. So this week, lessons to study. It's just 2 week 5 vocabulary and thesis statements. In terms of thesis statements, I just want you guys to work on, 1, making sure that you have really strong thesis statements. If you have questions about your thesis for your essay, please let me know. I know that we haven't obviously read all of the readings that we're going to be addressing, or that you could address in your final essay. And remember, I only want you to pick 1, but some of you might want to pick 2, and that's okay. Just email me about it. So I know we haven't read it all. If you're looking at the course calendar or the list from last week of all the readings, and there's one you are pretty confident you want to write about, maybe you've read it before, maybe you just really like that author, that's totally fine. Start working on your thesis. What argument are you going to make about it? And then in terms of a thesis, really what I want you to remember is that you have to have a statement. Don't ask a question. Don't say things like, in this essay, I will, blah, blah, blah. And be specific and be clear and be arguable, right? You want to have something that you can argue about. Okay, what are you doing this week? So you'll have another close reading response, and you'll have a discussion board. So I have officially emailed all of you who turned in your first close reading response a video with specific feedback. I will be posting feedback to your second close reading response tonight. So maybe by the time you watch this video, you'll have it in Blackboard. I won't be making videos on that second close reading just for the sake of time. I've got to get stuff graded. I know you guys are anxiously waiting for it. So do your next response, but double check my feedback before you totally submit it this week. Make sure that you're doing everything correct. Most of y'all are doing an awesome job. Like you guys are so impressive. So impressive. So yeah, just so good. And just be on the lookout for some stuff from me. So have a good week. Email me if you need me. Do your response, do your discussion board. As usual, you guys know the drill. I hope you're having a really good summer. If any of you are fathers, I hope that you had a good Father's Day weekend. Or, those of you who know fathers, you had a good time with your family. Okay, bye guys.